Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and I've made a new pick a card read for you. This time it's past, present and future of your love life. So the past part of it is going to be a significant point in your past that has something to do with what's going on in your love life right now, or what's not going on in your love life right now. This could be from long ago. It could be a different relationship that you're in. It could be a repeating pattern kind of thing. It's the stuff that's behind that. What's going on in your present in your love life? So what's behind that? What's going on? And if you find that that is your story, or could be a story, you might want to get the future part of it, which is in a deeper dive. And so go into the future, what's coming up next for you, where is this leading, and possible timelines for that. So if you're interested in that, toward the end of each of these readings, I'll be popping a link for that deeper dive part up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments as well. And that's where you can also find your timestamps to jump ahead to your reading. Now, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you get into it is good. So all you need to do now is take a pick. Which one do you want? Would you like the crystal, this rose quartz chunk, the flower, or the shell? Take your pick now. Use your intuition. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Click that subscribe button. Leave me a comment as well. Click that notification bell. Do all the clicking things down there. You know what to do. Really helps my channel out when you do that, and it gets your energy on these readings as well. So if you're finding that they're not really your story, you're not resonating with it, it's because you've not done that stuff down there. You need to put some of your skin in the game, some of your energy into this channel, and I'll start picking up on your energy when you do that. And so take your pick now, crystal, flower, or shell, and I will see you in your reading. If you chose the crystal, and this one's for you. Crystals, let's find out what's going on in your love life. What has been going on in the past of your love life? Of course, you know what went on, but what was really behind that? What's going on in your love life right now, and what's behind that, and what's about to happen in your love life next? And the future part of it is going to be in a deeper dive. So if you find that past and the present part is your story, or could be your story, you might want to get the future part to find out what's coming up with you for possible timelines as well. If you're interested in that, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below as well. So let's get some cards out for you. Crystals. Some general cards out first. So about what's going on in Crystal's love life, the theme behind all of this. What's this reading about? Now, the past part might be a significant point in your past. It might be when you met somebody, but it might just be a significant point in your past that has something to do with this reading. Might not have anything to do with the relationship that you're in. Well, it might not be about the relationship you're in at the moment, let's put it that way. It has something to do with it for sure. Otherwise, it wouldn't be coming up in this reading. Your immortality. So this is about something that happens in your love life, and it keeps on happening over and over again. Maybe you're meeting the same kind of people and the same kind of problems coming up. That's what this reading is about. Crystals, what else? For crystals, what else is this reading about? Could be about player kind of an energy, but it didn't come out properly, that card. Nature. For some of you, this is about like what comes naturally to you, or what is the right place for you, or the things that you like doing isn't a match to the people that you're with. So there's always a point in contention there, like they're a morning person, you're an evening person, you're a night owl, you know, or something like that, that the natural way that you are is not in alignment with someone else. Now, there's some fundamental things like that we need to be on the same page, lifestyle page, as other people to be able to have a harmonious relationship with them. And you might think how novel it is to be with someone that's so different than you at first, but it will cause problems if you're not on the same page, if you don't want to do the same kind of things, you know, if you're not same pace of life kind of people, or just those fundamental things. We need someone that's a match to that. It's very important. Ambition is out as well, and so maybe this is about, I don't know, I'm an entrepreneur, right? Even when I was working in my 20s for a corporation, I was always coming up with entrepreneurial ideas. It's who I am, right? And so when I turned 30, I quit my job and I started my own company. But my point being, the relationship that I was in broke down at that point. And it's because I wasn't fully owning that, and fully owning that I needed to be with someone that was like that too. entrepreneurial kind of, take risk kind of thing. And I did. And I wasn't with someone like that. So of course it broke apart, because I wanted to take these risks and do these things, and he didn't want to, and he didn't want me to either. And I'm like, well, I can't be with someone that's stopping me from who I really am, being who I really am. And that's what I'm getting here, is that with that nature card, there's a fundamental difference. You might not just be choosing the right people, seeing them clearly, or you might not be owning something that is truly you. Let's find out. Past. So, past. Some significant point in the past that has something to do with what's going on with Crystal's love life at the moment. Can you tell us about this point in the past that has a significant thing to do with the present, current love life stuff? Page of Pentacles, something beginning, something very small, a small start or a small offer or something like that. Five of Wands and Temperance. There's competition here, competitive kind of a nature, and needing to have patience with that. Now, you might have been with a competitive person. Doesn't necessarily have to be in a romantic relationship. This could be a family kind of relationship as well. Someone that's very competitive with you. But Temperance, it seems that the person didn't want you to compete with them. They just wanted to be on top. And they wanted to be the winner. They wanted to compete with you, but they didn't want you to compete with them. Do you know what I mean? They didn't want you to step up and try and win. This is someone who just wanted to be right and wanted you to acquiesce to that. Temperance card, I'm getting this feeling of very competitive with you. Like I said, it could be a parent, it could be someone in the family, but they weren't playing for playing's sake. Oh yeah, that's why the play card never came out. They weren't playing for playing's sake, like equal opportunities kind of thing. Neither of you can win. It was more of a put you in your place kind of a thing. I need to come out top, otherwise there'll be trouble. So we could be talking about your true nature being more ambitious than you will admit to, because you've been put off being competitive with a partner by this person in your past, who, according to this, offered very little as well. Page of Pentacles is not a big offer. So they didn't have much to offer, but they squished you down as well. They didn't want you surpassing them. They didn't want you to be shining and doing those great things. They didn't want that. They wanted to keep you in your place because they didn't feel good about themselves. So Page of Pentacles could have been a romantic relationship. Now I'm tapping into it more. This could be a recurring thing. Yeah, immortality. A recurring pattern in your life if you're diminishing yourself to be in a relationship. Getting in with these competitive people because you're not fully owning your ambition and how great you are. You need to be with someone that really sees your shine and wants you to be even more, you know? Someone that can add to your life, that can help you be even more than that, rather than diminish you and try and put you down and keep you in your place to make them feel better, you know? Queen of Materials. So they had very little to offer, but this is your energy. You had a lot to offer. I don't think you were realizing just how much, or maybe you don't realize just how much you have to offer in relationships, but you certainly weren't in the past. You had a lot of stability and a lot to offer, especially in the building things up, ambition, maybe entrepreneurial too. Interesting. So you were getting with people that weren't at your level, people that were telling you that you're not at the level you think you are. Interesting. What's behind this? Abundance. You are on a path toward abundance. And I think that whoever you were with knew that and wanted to keep you down, because with abundance comes power in relationships. Who has the abundance? Who has the money has the power, right? And that's why it's important to be equally yoked with someone. Because not just in lifestyle and everything, but also in money, because money is just how much money we've got is just a reflection of our self-worth, right? And how we're applying that. And so you want to be with someone who's on par with you there. If you're not, there is an imbalance. There's already an imbalance. The money's just showing the imbalance. There's already an imbalance of power. One person is in that power, the other one isn't. You need to be equally yoked within a relationship, which means that you need to, first of all, own that you're the Queen of Materials, that you got your shit together, that you have a lot to offer within relationships. And you might say, well, but relationships is all about love. I just want someone that's emotionally there for me. No, it's very important to be equally yoked. And if love's enough, then, you know, you could be getting into relationships with someone that, maybe someone that's really lazy, but you're really ambitious. That isn't going to work out. You're going to annoy them with your ambition. They're going to annoy you with their laziness. You need to be equally yoked. So someone had you competitive with them here, and were always getting you to back down, always diminishing you. They were competitive because they didn't feel like they were enough, and they thought it would make them feel better to bring you down. So they did. They brought you down. You acquiesced to that, to be in relationship, to smooth the waters, to make them less angry, to save your own ass, because they would be worse with you if you didn't do that, if you didn't acquiesce to them. Why the Five of Wands and Temperance? What's this all about? Five of Voices. What a nightmare. Yeah. Chaos, confusion, conflict. You couldn't make them happy because it's up to them to make them happy. You couldn't make them happy. Diminish yourself all you like, but still didn't make them happy. So what? It's a lose-lose game that you were in here. You couldn't make them happy, and they're probably telling you that it was all your fault. Well, it wasn't. It was them. Your fault here was not owning your worth and then moving away and choosing someone that knows your worth too. Movement into balance. So big lesson for you, that relationship, to move yourself into balance, to own your level. What about your heart back then? This could be a long time ago. I don't feel like it's the relationship that you're in now, but the relationship you're in now could be a repeat, or recent relationships could have been a repeat of this kind of an energy as well. As you're learning to have those boundaries and really learning to accept the level that you're at and just how much you deserve in a relationship, you know, how much you bring to a relationship and how much you deserve back in a relationship too. Now, that's also a thing too, is that if you're owning part of who you are, you might be thinking, well, I should be with someone that's not that, so that I have got value in the relationship, so I can help them in that way. Like a poor person being with a rich person. Well, I'm rich, so I should go with someone poor and then redress the balance kind of thing. But it's not a match. It's the opposite. So, yeah, there could be something in that as well. You've got soulmate here. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they'll manifest physically. So this is where you were at. You were believing that this person was your soulmate for some reason when they weren't even compatible with you. So a belief, probably based on feeling, and maybe some signs that you've got too, but that they were your soulmate. Yeah, they were your burden to carry, a soulmate, you know. You were there to help them, but you couldn't, because we can only help ourselves, right? You were trusting in that, too trusting in that relationship. You trust that all would be well. You were approaching this relationship from a very spiritual place, thinking that it was your duty to be there for them, like you had some kind of a soul contract with them to be there for them, and you were there to help them and fix them and all of that kind of thing. And yeah, trusting in that relationship because of that feeling that you had. Now, that feeling was your own. That was your own capability. You're not capable of doing that for someone else, but you're capable of doing it for yourself. And so, misdirected to think that you could do it for this person, but you can do it. You can do it for yourself. Patience. You needed a lot of patience with this person. It still was never enough though, was it? You cannot make someone like this happy because they're not happy. Open up and flirt. Oh, okay. And so, yeah, you might have got frustrated in this situation, opened up, started flirting with others and all of that, and that could have made them really, real angry. But it feels to me like you got away. You got away from this person through that. You realized that there's better energy out there, and you gave up. Maybe you just defeated in trying to help them. Here we go again. Tell us more for this past energy. Right. So you were really open to this person, heart wide open. You could have been quite young. And after that, after this relationship ended, there was a drought period. So why? Because of your fear of commitment. So then you were really scared because you committed to this and you put it on yourself, really. Like, why couldn't I do that kind of thing? Why was I a failure? And you weren't a failure. It was it was a zero-sum game. You couldn't have done anything in this relationship. So, but it left you wary of getting into relationships. Of course it would, right? So, yeah, not so open-hearted anymore. You were open-hearted before you got into this relationship, and then you closed down, went into protection mode of yourself, which is a good thing, because I think you needed to be by yourself after this relationship. And that could be where you're at now. In fact, some of you that are watching this, crystals, you could be in that looking after yourself kind of thing, still shut down because of this relationship. Possibly a narcissist, but just not necessarily a narcissist, just someone that's unhealed, you know. Narcissists are unhealed, but they might have had some narcissistic traits, but certainly not taking account for themselves and their feelings. Spend quality time together, but there were good things about being with this person. There were good things, and so it's such a positive, loving person that you would focus on those things and try and ignore the negative. And it didn't work out for you, and it won't work out for you. We need to see the writing on the wall and the red flags, and then take action on that, because you deserve much better. Well, so something's going on in your love life to do with this at the moment. Let's find out what it is. So what's going on for crystals at the moment in the present? What's going on for crystals at the moment in the present in the love life? The Empress. Wow, really stepping into your divine energy there, realizing your worth, but taking it very slowly. So you're wary of yourself now, right? So you've probably done some work on all of this and thought, yep, that's exactly where I was, and I realized it, and I'm not going to make that same mistake again. But I've been stepping up as the Empress. You know, I feel ready. I feel like ready for a new start now, and I'm certainly owning my worth now. I know who I am, and in alignment. Could be time, but take it very slowly, says the Knight of Materials again. But I'm taking it very slowly. I know not to rush into anything now, because I know I deserve to have my wishes fulfilled. 9 of Emotions. But I know that I can have a soft spot for anyone. I can love really well. And so I've got to be really wary with myself, because I can get into a relationship real easy with people, with the worst kind of a person, and love them. But it's not necessarily what's best for me. So taking it really slowly. So you might be opening up to dating now, or opening up to someone, but very slowly. Because you've raised your vibration. You've learned a lot. Ascension. You've raised your vibration, yeah. You know you want to have your wishes fulfilled, but you're so wary of yourself in going too fast. So you're slowing it right down. Knight of Pentacles. You'll know you get there in the end to have what it is. It feels like you're taking a giant leap at the moment, and that you've done the inner work to be able to take that giant leap. To go from relationships that you don't want, and all of those lessons, to learning from that when you're by yourself, thinking through all of it and doing that inner work, and then being ready for something much better, something that's in alignment with you. And for you to receive, right? So this is the key to it, the Queen of Emotions, you receiving. You can be the Queen of Emotions, the loving, nurturing one, like the Empress, too. The loving and nurturing one, the one that takes care of everyone else. But the Queen of Emotions, to me as a reader, she opens up to being loved herself. She lets it back in. So this, now you know your worth, crystals, and you know you deserve to receive in relationships, not just give in relationships, but receive that nurturing too. You want to be with someone that offers you stuff too, that's got something with you, someone that's got something big to offer. So you're looking for someone that's on your level now. Now that can be scary in itself, because it's a safe place to go to when we choose people that are less than our level. So big change is happening for you at the moment in the kind of person that you go for, and it's might be making you feel quite nervous to step up and actually go for people that you thought were out of your league before, but you're realizing they're actually in your league, and you're going for people that were pretending to be in your league before but weren't in your league. Big change happening for you at the moment, crystals. Okay. Healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. And what I'm getting from this is, it's not relationships that heal you. You heal yourself, and then you get into a loving relationship. I feel perhaps in the past you were looking for a relationship that would heal you, someone to take care of you, someone to sort it all out, someone to redress that balance. But it feels to me like after this past experience, you have withdrawn, you've been alone, you have decided to do all that healing stuff on yourself so that you can have a loving relationship. I think in the past you were probably wanting a healing relationship to come in, someone to make it better, but you were the one that did that. And so you've been alone for a while. Is what I'm feeling here with these energies. to do that healing on yourself so that you're ready for a relationship. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Right, and so this is about you being too open, right? Too loving. It distorts your perception when you have those feelings for people. So you love really too well, and you have been too willing to love those that don't really deserve it. Love those that, I mean, everyone deserves love, yeah, but you don't necessarily have to be in a relationship with them to do that. You know, you can love everyone, but not be in a relationship with everyone. Choose someone that's equally yoked to be in a relationship with, and then maybe from that point of view, then you two together, you can love the whole world in a clean way. Can't have a relationship with everyone in the world, though. Certainly not a romantic relationship, too. Be proud of yourself. You've come far. I don't know how long it's been since that last relationship, but it feels like, you guys, you've come a long way. But now's the time to talk less and feel more. So now's the time to get back into your heart a little bit and open back up. It feels like you've been closed and you need to open back up now, open to receive. So less of the processing now with your head and more into the emotions. Now, as you do that, it might start making you angry. Anger here, cool your emotions. And the anger, I think, is justified for what you've been through in the past. This is why this past energy has come up. You might think, I don't want to think about that anymore, Clyde. That was horrible. That was like one of the worst experiences, the worst relationships I've had. That was ages ago. I don't want to even go there anymore. But it's got something to do with the present. And it could be that the anger needs to come out and you need to apportion the blame onto them where it belongs. You might have been taking the hit of that, like, what did I do wrong? And you might have been in that stage of what did I do wrong because you needed to learn empowerment, you needed to learn about red flags, you needed to learn about communicating for yourself, standing up for yourself and all of that kind of thing to deal with people like this. And so it was right when you were healing yourself to be asking yourself, what was wrong with me? What part of it was my fault? But now it feels like to open your heart, you need to apportion the blame to their bad behavior there. And go, okay, so there was parts of it I shouldn't have gone along with it. I shouldn't have acquiesced to them and all of that. But I've learned that now. But they were the one that was doing something wrong. They were the one that was abusing me, kind of thing. And just putting blame where blame should be on the right shoulders might allow you to open up your heart there again. Not just to anyone, but to someone that's good for you. And not good for you in a healing kind of a way either. Good for you in as they have something to offer and they want better for you, not worse for you, but better for you. Self-worth. Your self-worth is raised up now. Good job. You know it. You deserve much more. And you offer much more in relationships, right? Balance. There you go. And then your yin to your yang comes in, your yang to your yin comes in. When you find that balance in yourself and you realize what it is that you're looking for and what you deserve, that's when it can come in, because you'll recognize it. Yes, it'll be out of your comfort zone at first, or feel out of your league at first, just because it's different. So you're realizing the mistakes that you made in the past. You realize what not to do again. You're more beautiful than ever now. And so as we heal ourselves and as we feel better about ourselves, we get more beautiful. Nice. So even though you're older, you're more beautiful now. What else? Bad choices. Yes, we've made a few, right? And not just that, but we're committed to them as well. When they happen, they're committed. So this could have been the person that you married. We locked it in. We made bad choices and then we locked them in. But you're realizing all of this now. Where's your heart at right now? Crystals. You want to take a chance on love again. You're ready, aren't you? You're ready for love again. You want to take a chance on it. Focus. And romance. You want to be romance. You want some of that good stuff in your life. So you're ready. Done a lot of hard work in healing yourself, you know. And now it's time for some sweetness in life. Some of the sweetest things in life are relationships, right? They are. Time for you to receive some of that good stuff. crystals. There you go. If that sounds like it is your story or could be your story, I'm just going to do the same thing again, but for your future. So if you're interested in that, what's going to happen next, so you get the guidance from that, possible timelines as well, if it's something significant, someone coming in or something like that, then you can book in for that deeper dive. I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of a thing. Type your email address in very carefully, because you're not going to receive it if you don't get it right. The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. Promotions is a Gmail thing. And so check in those places. In that email, you'll see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that crystal on a device where you can open PDFs. In that PDF, amongst other things, you will see a picture of a video. When you click on the picture of a video, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, then just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well. Click on that subscribe button with that notification bell down there to hear more from me. I do 3 of these Love Picker card reads a week, and so yeah, would love to have you as part of this community. So click on the subscribe button so I can pick up on your energy and all of this too. So if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this, and if you're coming with me to the deeper dive, then I'll see you in there very shortly. If you chose the flower, then this one's for you. Flowers, let's find out what's been going on in your love life past, what's going on in your love life now, and what's going to come into your love life in the near future. Hopefully near future anyway. And so the past part, of course, it's not just about what's gone on in the past, because you know what that is. It's what's behind it. So at some point in the past, it might not be in the relationship you're in at the moment. It might not be about that. This might be about some wounding that went on long ago or something like that, that has something to do with your love life and what's going on or not going on in your love life right now. So watch it with that kind of perspective. Past, present is going to be in this. Then there's going to be a deeper dive and extended reading with the future part. So if you find that the past and the present is your story, could be your story, you might want to get the future part of it for what's coming next. Possible timelines in that as well, if that's relevant to the reading. So if you're interested in that, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get you some general cards out first about your love life, about what this reading is about. Let's see. For flowers, what is this love reading all about? What's going on right now? What's the theme? Let's see. Follow the signs. You're being led forward, led out of something, led into something, but there's a lot of signs and synchronicities and guidance going on. Let's find out more. What is this all about? Balance and flow. Going with the flow and finding a balance in yourself. So being very balanced and then flowing forward. So in other words, the signs are kind of leading you forward, but every time you get out of balance, it might be slowing down a little bit. So this is all about you maintaining that balance as you move forward. You might be trying to speed things up, and that might be getting you out of balance. Just need to let go and go with the flow. Just keep on following the signs and being in the present moment. You have a lot of change going on at the moment, flowers. Rescue, self-care, and explore. Okay. So, if you've been a rescuer, you like to go into people's lives and rescue them. You like the underdog kind of thing. You like loving on people. You might have been learning self-care, or you need to learn self-care. So do it for yourself. You're the one in need of rescue. Rescue yourself first. New relationship could be worthy of exploring, especially if you're coming out of this rescuing codependent kind of an energy and you've been working on that. A new relationship comes in, and you're like, oh, is this another one? Is this the same again? Is this more codependent stuff, or am I out of that now? I'm going to have to watch myself carefully, because I can easily slip back into that. Okay, so past. What is this all about? A point in the past that was very important to what's going on in Flowers' love life right now. It was a painful ending that you went through in your past. That's what you guys want to talk about. What else? So perhaps a romantic relationship where you had a really painful ending, really hard to get over. It took you a long time to get over it. Knight of Swords. It was a relationship that you rushed into, and someone rushed out of it fast. Could have really shocked you that someone upped and left fast and no answers, that kind of thing. It took you a long time. It was a shock. Long time to get over it. Ten of Swords. Tell us why the Ten of Swords is here. Yeah. Someone walked away and it was the end of it. There was no talking about it. There was no discussion about it. It's just an end, a hard end there. it wasn't what you were expecting. It feels to me like you're in a fantasy about the relationship, or you thought it was going a completely different way, totally sideblinding you, so totally like, and it was over, and you're like shell shocked. So your person that this is about, they could have been seeing someone else, and you had no idea, and you thought that something was about to happen, and the opposite happened. They left you. Very painful for you because you weren't seeing the signs. Follow the signs. You weren't seeing the signs in that one. You were ignoring the signs. Okay. It's that relationship that when it ended, you told everyone that was completely out of the blue. There were no signs. That was a story you were telling, but there were signs there, is what I'm hearing. Now, sometimes you might have started to believe that stuff. Might have started to believe your own bullshit there, that there were no signs. No, it was completely out of the blue. It wasn't. And sure, it's one you might want to be a victim to get the sympathy of everyone else, and for them to say, no, you were right, they were wrong, kind of thing. It feels good to our ego when that happens, especially in a hard breakup like this. But it will have stalled you getting over this, because it's not the truth of it, right? We always have a part in it. I'm not saying that we've all done wrong by someone, but ignoring red flags, that's something. That's something. Yeah, so I think your denial of the facts that there were red flags, and you wanting to profess that this was just completely out of the blue, you couldn't have seen it coming, there was nothing that you could do about it, it was fooling yourself there, and you might have started believing that stuff. You might still be believing that stuff. I mean, you might still be telling that story, repeating that story. Remember that time? Completely side-blinded, but you're lying to yourself in that, is what I'm being told. You weren't. The red flags were there. You just chosen to be very positive and not pay attention to them. Like pretty red flags, kind of an energy. Omens. You see, the signs were there. The signs were there. So you might have been like, how could the universe do that to me? You know, the universe is supposed to give me signs and feedback on all of this. The universe is like, the signs were there. It's not our fault that you don't pick up on them, or you ignore them, or you put like a smiley face over the top of it, or, you know, talk yourself out of it. So there might have been a part of you that would talk yourself out of these things to make yourself feel better. No, it can't possibly be true. There could be signs that the person was cheating, but you kept on telling yourself that it couldn't possibly be true. Knight of Swords. You were too fast to get into that relationship, and it had a fast start and a fast ending. What's that about? Six of Emotions, because you felt this strong soulmate kind of an energy with them. Four of Voices. You thought it was healing because you felt that strong. So you got quickly into this relationship because of the strength of feeling that you had for this person. Thought they were your soulmate. You thought that it was a healing relationship. You thought that you were made for each other. You thought that you were exactly what they needed, and they were exactly what you needed. It could be that you were quite different than each other, and you thought that you addressed each other's balance, and that would be why you could kind of heal each other. So that's why you got into it quickly. But that's also why it ended quickly too, because it wasn't that. Now, it doesn't feel like it was that bad to me either. So in your defense, it doesn't feel like this person had a majorly massive red flags or anything like that. There might have been signs that they weren't fully committed in it. To you, or to a commitment. Not committed to a commitment, so not really wanting a commitment. The signs could have been there. Yeah, so your strength of feeling is what had you get into it too fast. Reunion of souls, there you go. Thought you were the soulmate. They're your soulmate. Reunion of souls, and honouring your energy. And so you thought this person had a lot to give you. Now they might have had, what I'm getting here is a scenario where someone could have had like money or prestige or something like that. You might think, oh, we're just perfect for each other because we redress the balance. They've got what I don't have. I've got what they don't have. So they might have had material possessions. You might have had like the emotional kind of spiritual kind of an outlook. And you think you come together and provide a balance for each other like that. And you think it's them. They've got plenty to give you in the stuff that you haven't managed to get for yourself yet. And that is honoring of your energy. And you might not have realized that if you don't have the emotional stuff, then that's not honoring of your energy, right? You're missing out there. You want someone that's got a balance. You need to get yourself into balance and be a whole person and get into a relationship with someone else that's balanced too. We cannot redress the balance within relationships. You don't want to meet someone that's got something that you don't have because you don't think you can get it yourself. It's always going to be power problems there. It feels like this relationship was kind of empty in the way that it wasn't rich. Now, I'm not saying that relationships should be everything. I think it's too much pressure to put on a romantic relationship for them to be everything, you know, and bring you everything. So, you know, how you get into a relationship with someone, or you could have in the past, or may still be doing now, get into a relationship and you just want them to be everything for you. And so you stop hanging out with your friends and all of that kind of thing because they can just be everything. I think that's too much pressure to put on a relationship. I think it takes a community to love us, right? Yeah. And so you should be getting things from many people. But that being said, there's certain things that you need within a relationship. You need some kind of parity within relationships, so you need to be equal. And also whole. Both need to be whole. Nothing missing that you're trying to find in the other person. Not wanting something from the other person kind of thing. But there needs to be this investment in it as well. And I don't think that they were invested. There was something missing. Sure, the signs might have been subtle, but the signs were there. And you need to follow those signs instead of ignoring those signs. What about your heart through all of this? Where was your heart at? New beginning, a new adventure awaits. So you thought that this was just like your new adventure. You thought this was it. You're fully in the relationship. You thought it was going places. You thought that you'd get married to them and stuff like that. You thought this was your new adventure, that this was the universe giving to you. There was something about them that you thought that you were receiving from them. And it didn't eventuate. You thought this was like your dream life, that they could give you your dream life. It was the gateway to what you dreamed of. You thought that they could provide you with the means or something for you to make your dreams come true in other aspects of your life, and it didn't happen. Detoxify. There was an element of toxicity in this relationship. I'm not getting like a toxic person or anything like that. I'm getting addictions and stuff like that. You both might have had addictions, substances, alcohol, something like that, and that could have been your sign that something wasn't quite right. Yeah, because when we're truly happy with ourselves, we don't need those addictions, right? And so whenever I see like a couple that say that they're really happy, but they're getting blind drunk like 5 days a week, I know that they're not truly happy. That raises red flags up for me, right? And there could be signs in you. You might have thought that you were having a good time with each other, but really that toxicity, those addictions were a sign that all was not well. Clear your mind. Weren't seeing things clearly. I'm perhaps kept in a fuzzy state because of the addictions. Yeah, so if you guys were drinking a lot together, you could never get clarity. You'll never get that clarity if you're drinking consistently. You just don't get that clarity of mind. So all the more reason why you could have gone along and not noticed the subtle signs, because I'm not getting those huge glaring signs with this person. But it was all just very subtle. Which is why it could appear that it was abrupt, the ending. What else in the past? There's regrets. Yeah, so you got regrets about this for sure. You possibly thought that they were catfishing you, that they were pretending to be what they're not. You could be trying to make sense of it because it didn't make much sense when they left. And And so you might have regretted, you know, because sometimes someone just isn't right for us and we're not right for them, but we get into the relationship anyway. And then when it breaks up, we're like, they completely fooled me. They weren't who they said they were. But that's not necessarily true. Sometimes it's true. Sometimes we get catfishes. But it's not necessarily true. Sometimes that's just a story that we tell ourselves because we didn't have clarity within the relationship. Now, communication is a gift here. So first of all, I was picking up that they went away and there was no redress, that there was no talking after or anything like that. There's no clues as to what went wrong. This is telling me otherwise, that there were some clues, that they had something to tell you. They told you something, like you did this or you did that, and you didn't want to hear it, but that was a gift. They were communicating something to you. It might have been something like, I think you were committing too soon, or something like that. They told you and it was a gift. Something that this person said to you was something very clear that you needed to take on in the breakup process or post-breakup. Jealousy. So jealousy was a problem. Interesting. This has reminded me of a past relationship that I had, and it was one of the people that said that I didn't have a jealous bone in the body. However, their actions were very different. So responsiveness, pulling you in closer when they were feeling jealous. So they become more responsive when they're jealous to hide that jealousy. So pretending that they don't feel jealous, they get even closer to you. It's a kind of a protective thing, you know. They start feeling jealous and then they pull you in, and giving you gifts and seemingly giving you more love in that time. It was really jealousy, which could have had you kind of provoking that jealousy. It's like, oh, they like it when I flirt with their friends. Incorrect feedback, right? Love. And you might have been mistaking that for love. So they drew closer every time they felt jealous. How very confusing. That would be very confusing. That leads to toxic dynamics, right? Because then you start doing what you think is pleasing them. It's getting a better response for you, but they're not giving the correct response. Their correct response would be like anger of jealousy, but they were pushing that down, replacing it with kind of trying to draw you in. Very confusing, yeah. Express love through gifts. You see, I was getting that. It's like they'll give you the responsive, so they get jealous and then they'll give you a gift. So it's incorrect feedback, right? But they were wanting to pull you back in. So they give you a lot of gifts, or when they gave you a gift, it was because of negative feeling that they were feeling, and it's jealousy. Right, so if they randomly came home with a gift for you, it's because they were feeling bad. And it's jealousy. Okay, well that's the past. That has something to do with what's going on in your love life at the moment. Let's find out what that is. The present for flowers. What's going on right now? You're stronger. You're stronger now. So it could be that whatever you thought was lacking in yourself that this person had from the past, you don't. You have that thing now. You don't need it from someone else now. You have it for yourself. So if it's, say, money, you have your own money now. Seven of Pentacles. You've been tending to your environment. So slowly you've been building things up for yourself. Got yourself to a strong position now. Strength. What's this about? The Devil. Fears about what? Single independent. Have I made myself too strong so that now no one can come in? You're afraid that you're too strong now. You are kind of shutting relationships out. You've got a fear that you've made yourself too independent, that nobody wants someone that's independent. They want someone that's a little bit broken, someone that they can give to. So you're coming from this perspective of people want to be able to prove themselves within a relationship, and they don't feel better unless they're doing something for me. So I need to be needy in some kind of a way for them to want to give to me, and so that then they'll feel worthy in a relationship. And that's just not true. And so a healthy person that is healthy for a relationship will choose someone that is strong and independent and all of that. Someone that's got standing alone, someone that doesn't need them but wants them. Whereas someone who is unhealed and needy themselves, they will want to get into a relationship with someone else that's needy too, because they want to feel important and needed in that relationship. In other words, they don't believe that they can just get chosen for who they are without having to fill a hole within a person, you know, fill something that's missing. So you're not too strong, but that's your fears there. And that's what you're struggling with, is this. So what it feels like to me, Flowers, is that you've worked through a lot of stuff and you've made yourself strong, and now you think you're a little bit too strong and independent, and it's that shutting out relationship. And you're struggling with that in your mind. And it could just be that you need to get even more into this energy and take it to the next level. Because I know I was holding myself back for a while, and because I thought, well, I'm already outshining like everyone around me. I'm isolating myself because of that, because I'm doing great and I'm abundant and I'm successful and I'm self-caring and all of that kind of thing. And I actually did the opposite. I felt, first of all, like to hold myself back because relationship is important. So I thought I need to hold myself back from that. And then I realized, no, I need to actually take myself to the greatest heights that I possibly can, because that's where my people will be. And so I just went all in for myself. I'm like, no, I'm just going to be the best, shiniest, even more abundant, even greater. I'm going to be all of that. And so it could be that you just need to take it to that next level. Rather than struggle with yourself and keep yourself down, you need to allow yourself to rise up to where you're meant to be, because that's where your people will be. That's where your relationship will be. So keep on plugging away. 7 of Pentacles. You're attending your environment. You're doing the self-love thing. You're raising your game. You're making more money for yourself. You are taking good care of yourself. You've got a lot of clarity on that and your stability. So really owning that. 2 Kings here, which means that you are owning it. You've mastered that thing, or you're on your way to mastering these things. You're still plugging away at it. You're still raising that bar. Now, as we're going through big change like this, it's not a good time to get into a relationship. It doesn't feel like, it feels like you're struggling with getting into a relationship at the moment, and that would be right. I think the universe will be holding you back from getting into a relationship while you're building yourself up like this, because you bring a match into the energy that you're at the moment. You don't want someone from the past, because that was your past energy. You don't want someone when you're in big transitions either, because that transition energy will attract transition energy, and you might just both go in different directions. You want to wait until you're at a stable place and shining even brighter, and then that is when you want to bring someone in, when you're truly ready. So it feels to me like, Flowers, you're feeling like you're kind of ready. You could be ready. You think you're ready? It's quite nice for something to come in, but there's still that little bit of neediness in there. Still not fully in this 9 of Materials energy, just like flying high and like living my best life ever kind of thing. Keep on going. Don't struggle with that. Don't think that it's keeping you away from relationship. Think the opposite way around, that the more you do that, the more you're headed to the right person who is up there waiting for you. You've got stripping illusions here, so stop BSing yourself about this. Of course, when you're being your best person, when you're being the best you can be, when you're reaching your potential, of course that's when you're going to find your partner. Of course it is. It makes sense, doesn't it? Why would the universe give you someone when you're still got things to learn, or you're still not doing that thing that you want to be doing, or you still haven't found abundance yet? It's not going to distract you with a relationship until you've got those things. Now, I'm not saying you need to be perfect to have a relationship, but I'm not talking to people that just want to get a relationship. The people that are watching my channel, they're wanting a really good, lasting, solid, committed relationship. And so it makes sense, right? That the universe would keep it away until you're at that level. So don't struggle so much with this thought of, why can't I? Why am I being left out? Am I too much? Am I too independent? Am I too abundant? No. You don't want someone that's needy. You don't want to be needy to get into a relationship. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind. For the heart is the gateway to the soul. So keep on following your heart. What do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? Keep on raising your life to the next level. Get focused on that. Don't be focused so much on relationships. It's going to come along when you're living your best life. So get focused on that and know that that is bringing. I'm not saying like ignore your desire for a relationship. The desire for a relationship can be there, but it can come at any time, right? It's just a chance meeting when it comes in. And so You don't need to focus on that to make that chance meeting happen. You just get on with your life and then it'll happen. So taking a reality check at the moment. Take a reality check. Yeah. I mean, you're doing the right things. I think you just got to give yourself permission to be even more self-indulgent at the moment and know that the love life stuff is going to happen naturally as a result or alongside of that at some point. Don't be so impatient about it. So you want support. You want to be with someone. Have someone there to support you. And memories. Okay, so yeah, you're missing past relationships. You're missing being in relationship. You want relationship. I get it. You want relationship. You will have one. You'll have one. It just doesn't feel like it's around now. Or that you will. More heartbreak. So it could be going as far as breaking your heart that you don't have someone at the moment. And that's down to you telling stories to yourself about how you should be able to have one. You're not so far off, really. You're not so far off at all. But it feels to me like you're in this receiving stage, right? And you've been giving to yourself. We need to receive from ourselves first, and that's what you've been doing the self-love thing and receiving from yourself. It will come to you. You'll start attracting people that will give to you too. You might have already. You might be receiving more from your friends. Let it start there. Your friends and your colleagues, customers, all of that. Then love life will follow after that when you're in that receiving energy. So receive more and more from yourself and allow it in from others. And after that stage comes the romantic relationship where you can receive from them. So you don't want any kind of relationship, do you? You don't want that kind of relationship. You want someone that you can receive properly from, that's got that all of what you want in a romantic relationship. Not everything to you, but all of what you want in a romantic relationship. Like, they don't need to be your mother and your father and your teacher, and you don't need them to be that. But romantic relationship. Act as if your partner's here is what it's saying. Which means not like pretend that they're actually there to manifest it. It means like they're already with you. They're already with you in the 5D. They're on your path. You're going to bump into them sooner or later. You don't need to orchestrate it. The universe is doing that. Just get on with your own stuff. Act as if your partner's already here. They're already down there. They're around the corner. And if you have that belief that it's just they're gonna come in my life and the time is right, and the time is going to be right sooner if I get focused on myself and keep on doing this stuff and raise my game and all of that, then yeah, it's good. Well, let's find out what's going to happen in the future. What's coming up next for you in that deeper dive? So if that sounds like it is your story, or could be your story, you might want to get that deeper dive for the future part of it. We'll also get a timing out for that as well. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of a thing. Get your email address right, type it in very carefully because you're not going to receive it if you get it wrong. The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. Check in those places. In that email, you'll see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on the flower on a device where you can open PDFs. And in that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. When you click on the picture of a video, if it doesn't take you straight away to a video, then just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well. Let me know how this resonates with you. And do you like this style of reading? If you want me to keep going, let me know in the comments. Click on the subscribe button with that notification bell down there to hear more from me as well. I do 3 of these Love Pick a Card reads a week. I do random love reads for the star signs as well. I go live 3 times a week on my Psychic Cafe show. And I do a daily energy update as well. All reasons, good reasons to subscribe to my channel, I think anyway. So there you go. Thanks so much for watching again. If this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. And if you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. If you chose the shell, and this one's for you, shells, let's go into your love life, past, present, and future. Now, the past part of it is going to be about something in your past that has something to do with what you're going through or not going through right now in your love life and what this story is. So this could be something that happened long ago. It could be about a relationship. Unlikely to be about the relationship that you're focused on right now. It could be, but it's probably going to be something significant that happened, that you've still got some of that energy in you, is playing out now, and piecing all of that together. So it's the deeper stuff that's behind it. And the future part of it, if you find that the past and the present part of it is your story, the future part of this reading is going to be in a deeper dive, in an extended reading. And so you can get that if you so wish. So if you do want to get that future part of it, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments. Well, let's get some general cards out first about what this reading is about. What's these? Yeah, what are we talking about here for shells this time in the love life? Coming of age, maturing. Oh, learning, huh? And maturing. That's good. So the way that you used to handle things are not the way that you handle things now. You've matured. You found some stability in yourself. And it makes you much better at relationships. This is the calm card. Patience. Oh, you're more patient now. Yeah, that comes with maturity, right? Not necessarily easy patience, but we know not to rush into things, right? When we get mature, especially relationships. It blows my mind, like seeing young people go from one relationship to another kind of thing in 1 year. And like I was the same. In 1 year, they could have had like 3 different relationships. It's like, what? I can't even get 1 in 3 years. Never mind 3 in 1 year. Anyway, reflect. Reflecting on the way that you handled things before, perhaps the speed that you took things before, and you're maturing because of it. Okay. It's all about your learning this reading. So a significant point in Shell's past that has something to do with our love life right now. Tell us about that, please. The moon. The unknown, unrevealed, trying to figure things out now is all very confusing. All very confusing, like the info, it just wasn't clear. Like the feeling of, like, just everyone else know what they're doing in relationship, but it's only unclear for me, because people seem to be choosing each other and then getting into good relationships, and I'm here in this unknown, not wondering what the hell am I doing. And like, yeah, I'm just getting that feeling of how is everyone else doing this when I don't seem to be able to choose right or do it right or something like that. So a very confusing point in your life. 7 of Swords, because you come across this deception, people deceiving you. You've had it hard. Shells, you've had it hard. Yes, it has been easy for other people and they managed to somehow get into a good relationship. How come you didn't? Well, probably because of past experiences that you've had and lessons that you've needed to learn, kind of thing, challenges. Those of us that have had gnarlier lives, let's put it that way, we've got greater heights to reach. So we choose a lot of challenges in order to grow from that and take things to the next level. If you're here in a lifetime not to do very much, then you're not going to choose massive challenges in your life. But if you're here to do a lot, you're going to choose massive challenges, because we mature way more from that. And so if you're looking around at all your friends and your peers and stuff, and like, how come, like, I feel like I'm better than them, or I feel like I put so much more work in than them, not better, but and yet they get the rewards and I don't. It's that kind of a feeling. So the Ace of Emotions, so confused about you've got so much love to offer, and you're excellent in relationships, and it's so confusing. You wanted a relationship. It could be a specific relationship as well. You wanted it to work. Your heart's full of love. You're like, I've got so much to give to this. Why? It could be someone that chose someone else as well, and they didn't choose you. And it's so confusing because you were obviously the best option. And I'm not saying that from an ego point of view either. It feels that way. If you admit to it, you were the best option. Self-love. Doesn't feel like you've done the full self-love thing at this point, but you had to a certain level. This is someone, isn't it? This is someone who you're falling in love with, you want to have a relationship with, and they chose someone else. And this person wasn't at your level. And it could have been that. Some people do, they choose the easier option. They don't want someone that's challenging, someone that's going to want them to be better than they are, someone that's going to want to reach the potential. They want an easier life, so they choose the easier option. And they're allowed to choose that as well. So it could have been a part of your self-love journey, calling you even to even more self-love. And you're like, seriously? Someone else gets the relationship and I have to love myself some more. I have to go it alone. I feel a lot of confusion and a painful confusion. Why am I being left out? That, ouch. And so you feel deceived. You feel like abandoned by the universe. You're putting the work in. You're putting the work in. You're putting your burdens down, like you're having to release things and heal things and all of that. You're doing all of that work. You deserve the happiness. So how come it's not happening? It just seems to be elusive. It eludes you. You're doing all the right things, though. You're following the signs, and you are. This is so frustrating, isn't it? You've grown so much and you've learned so much, yet you're still not getting the rewards yet. Now, what the guides tell me is that, what I just said before, those that choose the harder paths have got the most. We know that. We've got the furthest to go. We're going to experience better things, but it's going to be a long-term thing. We see that. The people that do like the biggest and most amazing things in the world tend to do it in their older age, and they have had the gnarliest lives. They've had the biggest challenges to overcome. We see that time and time again, and it's true for you too. Discernment and psychic development. So, while you were doing this self-love thing, healing yourself, yet wanting to get into a relationship, your discernment wasn't there. In other words, you would say yes to a relationship that wasn't right for you. And the universe knew that, and so it whipped them away from you each time. This was the universe protection. You know that really annoying meme? Rejection is God's protection. That's what this is saying. You're just not ready yet, and it's not through lack of trying, and you're going to have a lot more trying first, because your path is one of a lot more healing and a lot more change before you're ready for the long-term thing. The big thing at the end. You guys, you shells, you have a much better relationship on the horizon than any of the relationships those other people that are rejecting you are going to have. But it's going to take you some time to get there. You got a lot to learn first, and you're going to be of the ability to be able to have an incredible relationship when you've learned all those things. You do have someone. Look deep within your heart and you'll feel my love. There is someone who is on a similar path to you. It feels like they might not come into each other's awareness for so many years yet, but they are on a similar path, and they do already love you. You love each other already in the 5D. A deep love, as deep as the ocean. There is someone out there for you. And forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream and imagine. But get positive and get, like, even if it's going to be long term, don't try and settle for something, and stop trying to make deals with the universe that you'll settle for something. Keep on moving forward. You're going to experience an incredible relationship in the future. Just know that they exist, and know, like, you can go to school, right, and then you can quit school and not go to college or uni, right? But you're only going to do certain things in your life if you do that. You can go to college and then you can quit, or you can go to uni. My point being, the longer you take to learn things, the better your outcome in the future, and that's what you've got here. That's exactly what you've got here. Now, when it comes down to relationships, we think there's some kind of a magic in it, but it's not. We've got to develop ourselves to be able to have a relationship like that. And your person will be doing that too as well. So take a breather, let your fears dissolve. Like, I know you're watching readings like this because you want a relationship and you're wondering what's wrong with you, right? But give it a break. It's going to come along, and it's not going to be soon. I'm sorry to say that, but it's not. Well, the past, I'm talking about the past thing here, so not soon from that point of view anyway. From the past point of view. So this could have been long ago. This could be an ongoing thing. You might not be able to pick a time when this was, because this could be like, it keeps on happening, Claire. This has happened so many times. The universe is like, uh-oh, she or he is focused on love again, trying to bring a love relationship in. She doesn't know. She's got this amazing relationship coming. But she's got all of this learning to do first. We can't have a wasting of time on these ones. Family. Okay. Some of you that are watching this really wanted to have children, and you're like, yeah, time bomb. Not time bomb. What the? Body clock. What's it called? You know, it's a ticking. And you might think, well, if it doesn't happen soon, I can't even have a family then. That might be true. You might have a different kind of a family in the future though. Biological clock. Chemistry. Don't settle for anything less. So you need to have a strong chemistry with somebody. It's very important. And I just got this feeling like you have someone incredible in your future. Really beyond your wildest dreams. And you have been trying to settle. I mean, you fell in love with someone here in the past. And it was so confusing to you why you couldn't have them. Could have been like tearing your hair out. Universe, why can't you let me like enjoy this one? Why can't I have just a relationship? Why can't I just, you know, have some fun and some joy? Why are they constantly taken away from me? So it's made you cynical. It made you cynical. About life, about love, all of it. Made you more needy as well. So made you more clingy. Made you more like, well, maybe I should lower my standards. Like, what am I doing wrong? You're constant questioning yourself of what are you doing wrong here? And you're really not. It's just not the time yet. And that's hard, isn't it? Because our bodies, especially with the chemistry, our bodies and our hearts, they want love. Now. And so you've got your human side, you know, your muggle self wanting to get into a relationship, your higher self going, no, but you don't want that relationship. You're made for something much better than this. So your heart, treasuring your loved ones. So you might be, it's important for you to love love others deeply. I was getting that from the Ace of Emotions. That's about you and your ability to love. You can love deeply. And you want to use that, you know. It seems like a waste, doesn't it? A heart like yours and not being in a relationship. What a waste. You could be loving and you could be receiving that love as well. Now, I'm feeling a strong, strong love emphasis more than anyone else in this. And so love and relationship could be one of the biggest, not lessons in your life, but factors in your life. You could be here to create a great relationship. And unfortunately, the way to that is a lot of learning rather than a lot of relationships. There's a lot of learning. And we learn when we're by ourselves. We heal when we're by ourselves rather than in relationships. You will need to have some relationships to trigger it. But relationship can be someone rejecting you, like you're not necessarily getting in there to the relationship. What about the present? Well, you got some kind of collaboration going on at the moment. This could be with friends. It could be with friends. It could be like a friendship group, and you're wishing that someone within that friendship group is your person. It could be that a friendship group is allowing you to express your heart energy. You're really enjoying that, but this wish though, you're feeling like you hope it comes to more. You hope that there's one of those friends that it grows into something else. 3 of Pentacles, what's this? That's with that one. Okay, the Tower, 8 of Voices, Page of Voices. No, you're trapped at the moment. Someone's watching you. They're interested in you too. You're hoping it's going to turn into more, but they need to free themselves from something. A big tower moment needs to happen first. So, again, universe blocks you. That's a block. So, someone in your friendship group, you like it. You like them. They can't be with you at the moment. They're trapped in something. They've got their eye on you too. You both got your eye on each other. What's behind this? It doesn't feel like you can have each other though. It doesn't feel like it's going to happen. A masculine energy. Feels like they're not stepping up and taking control. It feels like the universe will block them from doing that. It could be very frustrating for both of you. But you wish you could take action on that. Queen of Inspiration, that's you and your wanting to take action on this, wanting something to happen, trying to get it to happen. You wish that it'll happen. You could be waiting on this person coming out of something. It doesn't feel like it's going to happen to me. Star, Queen of Inspiration. So if you're waiting on someone, yeah, I'm not feeling like it. Perception and new beginnings. So it's your perception that you could have a new beginning with this person, and that you've got what it takes to put the action in to have this new beginning. Though this person isn't taking the action. They're being blocked from that. The tower isn't falling, it isn't falling apart. The thing that they're locked into that's stopping you from being together. You're hoping that your action is enough. It feels to me like this is not a balanced relationship anyway. If it were to happen, it feels like you've got way more than they. It feels like they're stuck in something else, don't have a lot to offer. It feels like you've got a lot to offer here. It feels like you're willing to put all the action in. Now, why is this present got something to do with this past? Well, it's because of that big message of you're here for much better relationships. And you needed to hear that, like, in the past it's been blocked. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's that these relationships keep on getting blocked from you. Sometimes that's the universe blocks you. Sometimes it blocks them. And you've got another, they're being blocked situation here. Not blocking you this time, it's blocking them. They're not the right person for you, that one. Even though you can envision and you're hoping. Yeah, it's a friend, see. It's a friend. And that might be getting muddied now. It's a friend that you were hoping would turn into something more. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. You've got something much better coming. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Recognize that this person is not all that you truly desire. They've got some of it, yes, but it's still that you're trying to settle. You're trying to settle for this person. You've got criticism of them already. You need to recognize that. And if you're like, no, I really love them, you've got criticism of them already. There's already red flags there in them. You need to acknowledge that. It might be feeling to you like no one's good enough for you because it doesn't happen. You might be feeling like you've raised the bar too high, and that's why you'll look at someone like this and wish it to come to more, because there's a part of you that wants to settle just to be in a relationship. There's a part of you that just wants that loving now, and you want to love. But assess the situation, think clearly over this, because they've already shown you the red flags that they're not the one for you. You're wishing for something at the moment that you don't really want. If you're truthful with yourself, you don't really want it. What else at the present moment, Charles? But you would settle for it, I know, but you don't want to do that. You've got something much better. So trust, yeah, trust. And forgive them for not being it again. And forgive them for not taking that action too, because it might be that you just think, well, if they just take action, we'd be together and we'd be happy, and it could grow into something that's perfect for me. But you can envision it, I'm sure, but it's not perfect for you. Romantic. Got a romantic vision of this relationship. An idealized kind of vision. But you're naive about it. Again, they're showing you red flags. They've got something that's not good about this person. And you can't manipulate it into being. I mean, you can't make them be that good person that's in your imagination. They've shown you red flags already. Stop ignoring that. You might think, well, yeah, but everyone's got red flags there, and there's nobody that is... I know, you've got a really difficult relationship path. I'm sorry about that. You and me both, Charles. We've got difficult relationship paths. It is what it is. We're meant for much better things. Believe me, there's someone much better. So be authentic to yourself. Be true to yourself. Like, listen to all of it. Be real. And take a reality check. And, yeah, notice. Assess the situation. Be real and true to who you are and how you feel. And not just the positive sides of it. Don't be bullshitting yourself now that no, I can love this person and we will be happy and they are perfect for me. Don't be doing that. That's not the way to manifest what it is that you want. You need to be on the up and up, be authentic, keep on being you. There is someone ahead of you. There is, for you. Well, let's find out in that future part of it, shall we? Hopefully they're going to go into that and tell us when it's going to be and all of that, and give us some information about it. So if that sounds like it is your story, could be a story, Charles, then you might want to get the future part of it. I'm just going to do the same thing again for the future, and we'll get a timeline out as well if that is applicable for the reading too. And so if you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of a thing. Get your email address right, type it in very carefully, because you're not going to receive it if you get it wrong. In the email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, your promotions folder. Check in those places that your email provider throws them, puts them, hides them from you, because it's probably in there. When you find that email, there's a link to the crystal, to the flower and the shell in that email. So you click on that shell, of course, to download your shell one on a PDF, on a device where you can open PDFs. In that PDF, you will see a picture of a video, amongst other things. When you click on the picture of a video, if it doesn't take you straight away to a video, just try it on a different device, and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well. How does this resonate with you? Ouch. This is a hard journey, I know. Click on that subscribe button with that notification bell down there to hear more from me. I do a daily energy update. I do 3 love pick cards like this a week. I do random love readings for star signs. I do... What else do I do? Live 3 times a week. Is that it? I don't know. I don't know if I've said them all, but there you go. I do a lot. Well worth subscribing. I think so anyway. Get your energy on these readings as well, so you're part of it. Part of this. So thanks again. If this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. And if you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly.